We are now live. Hello, everyone. We are here on the stream for Hang Sunday, Dallas.
Yay!
Got the usual crew here, with the exception of RJ. He is our featured guest for today.
Yay!
So welcome, RJ. Super stoked to have you on. RJ has been behind the scenes, not so much behind the scenes. He's been like in the scenes as well.
He has been the scene. He has been the whole scene.
The whole scene, the whole enchilada. His name's RJ.
I guess I was behind the scene, turning Sasha's feet.
I asked RJ at the last shoot what he would like, how he would like to be credited, and what did you say? You said a sandbag with limbs.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant. Well, now it's gonna happen. That's what's going in the credits. I hope you know that.
I am so fine with that.
Sandbag with limbs.
I feel like at one point I had silly credits for something else, but I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, I remember having to like come up with a silly name or something, or or you had to invent the position you were. It was cool. I don't remember exactly. If I remember, I'll shout it out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a chock full of fun behind the scenes footage of RJ doing various things that he does. So like, I feel like one thing that'd be fun to talk about, RJ, is just to maybe like ask you like what you do, because like I always see you do like everything. Is there like a specific like thing that you sort of think of yourself as in terms of like role, or is it sort of like I'll just do whatever you guys ask me to? Or
yeah, I used to think of myself as a carpenter. Then I used to think of myself as a stage manager.
Right. Because like I always see you do like every. Oh yeah, that was weird.
Okay, good. I was like,
delay.
But yeah, I just enjoy building, and I've found that I don't really differentiate between what I'm building as far as materials.
Interesting.
Like I love woodworking, but I also really enjoy cooking and baking, and right now I'm sewing. Now, I am not an expert at any of these things that I do. I've just figured out how a tool works, and I use that tool to put materials together.
Nice. Well, that's amazing. That's an example to me of like, you're like an engineer's engineer. Like you'll just figure something out of like nothing, how to make something work or build something. So that to me is like super inspiring, and we're so lucky to have you on our team.
Yeah. RJ, we do have a question that came up for you from Annalise. Hi, Annalise. It says, it's nice to meet you, RJ. How did you wind up meeting Alice? So how on earth did we meet?
Ooh.
Through.
Well, you and I met in like New York or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then again back in LA.
Right.
And then I knew you for years.
Uh-huh.
And you introduced me to the band Alice. You weren't in it at the time. I don't know. Maybe you.
Yeah.
So
I love it that
you.
I love it that like between all of us, we can maybe remember these stories.
I
remember
the first together.
Time we did LOJ. So this is the Labyrinth Masquerade Ball where we met Sash, and I think that's where we met you, RJ. I think so. So and RJ was stage managing, and it was again like instant kindred spirits. Yes, and then as it turned out, like the more we got to know RJ, it's kind of funny now. Somebody will come up, like KAZZIE came up with like, can we build a spinny thing that Tosh can dance on? And our first answer was, okay, we have to talk to RJ.
And then the second thing that we said was like, it's really good that he loves us. Because we do sometimes ask for really weird stuff, like the spinny tosh wheel, the spinny tosh wheel was a very, like, that was an interesting and difficult thing to make, RJ, and you are such a rock star at it. Like, you just made this thing.
Well, Tim and I built a telescope as an art project 900 years ago, and
Oh my
I
gosh.
might be the way we did the pivot on that. I think
Mhm.
I was reusing a way that we already did it, but I'm not entirely sure. No, that couldn't be right either, unless we used really small cap. I'm going to credit Tim and I building a telescope.
I
Just
like
an
it.
art project, not a functional telescope.
So we have a
I love
question-
it though.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, love. No, you're good.
Russell was asking what your favorite project with Ellis has been so far.
Oh, hell, God, I don't know. I enjoy all the different things we get to do. I mean, we've been on cliffs overlooking the ocean. We've been on cliffs in the middle of the mountains. We've been underwater. We've been in the desert.
Well, what's the next frontier,
I
I
think
guess?
outside of building that tropical video, that's as close as we've come to the tropics. So maybe we need to do something with the tropics.
Yes.
I'm kind of think we've hit
Fire. We have discussed volcanoes. We have been discussing-
Yes, volcanoes was the one that I did. I don't care if I am merely there to haul gear. I will go with you to the volcano.
I'm thinking maybe we just go to Tahiti and do something there, you know.
Tropic and volcano.
So
Ellen is asking if Silent Night was cold, and yes, it was. I can't say it was East Coast cold, but there was snow. So for those of us who are not as able to handle the cold like me, it was very cold, but a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. So, you know, I don't really mind the elements so much because these guys are awesome. We did a snow shoot. Actually, one of the BTS that we're gonna have is actually it was in Big Bear with RJ. So we'll show a little clip for that.
yeah.
The Something to Believe shoot.
Oh man. Yeah, I was just thinking about the Silent Night shoot, and I don't remember like what, maybe it was like January or February, and we just drove to like Big Bear, was it? Or something like that, or no, Lake
Under
Arrowhead.
Bald Mountain, wasn't it?
Yeah, near
or-
maybe like Baldy, or not Lake Baldy.
Mount Baldy.
Yeah. But anyways, like we pull off, I don't know, even though like there's no location, we're like, this looks great. There's snow and it's a place to like shoot a music video. So we all get out, we set up everything, and then we realize that Steve forgot his drumsticks. So we found some sticks, you know, like, I don't know, in the forest. We like went foraging for drumsticks, and if you pay close attention, Steve's playing two pieces of like stick, you know, foliage. So little Easter egg for you.
There have been multiple Steve didn't have drumsticks. Also electrical, Steve didn't have his drumsticks. And Brian Forrest had to find, thank goodness he had like these cool red dowels that he cut down into
Yep.
drumsticks. So
That was for electrical, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like that's just like his style. Like every single music video shoot, like it's gonna be a new drumsticks that we're gonna have to like source from the area, you know?
Yeah. It's a new shtick for sticks or stick shtick. RJ, we have a question for you from Annalise again. What is your favorite Alice song?
Oh, hell, I don't know. I get them in my head from the video, and that's the fun thing, is when we're doing one video in multiple shoots. And so you listen to one song for months at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I know it's a hard question. We often say like whichever one we're doing is our favorite one at that. Like when we're in rehearsal, we laugh because we're like, no, this one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite.
yeah, I like.
That's my favorite.
Is the song out for the video that we did for?
Not yet. Not technically yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that one I really like.
The
I
one
like
we
it.
just did in the pool,
That
or the
one-
one that we did all 10 shoots for.
The 10 shoots one.
Yeah.
It was a different. I like that song. I mean, that's like me trying to pull a favorite,
Mhm.
but that was I liked it. I don't know. I can't quite do favorite music because everything music wise kind of depends on the mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's songs on a playlist I have that I'll just fully skip through if I'm just not in the mood for it.
Right.
So every now and then I want like a lot of energy, and then other times I'm fine just to have a little do tune.
Mhm.
I don't know how to describe music.
So I'll do a little sharing.
Have a couple questions while you set that up. Darren was asking if we have our DFW replacement show for those in the Fort Worth, Dallas area. Our venue, unfortunately, is shutting down. We love Main at Southside, and unfortunately, they're going to be closing this week. So we're looking for an alternate venue in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So if any of y'all have any suggestions, we would definitely appreciate it. So we're kind of in the fun scramble mode of finding a different show. Worst comes to worst, we'll look for, shows in surrounding areas, but we're definitely open to suggestions. So that would be awesome. I guess I will let you share accordingly.
All right. So we've got some behind the scenes photos going on here. So I was thinking what I could do is go through each one and we could sort of maybe talk about it. There's a lot of juicy stuff here.
So
But,
that first one is is our latest. It's from the last shot for the Time video, where RJ and Sasha were holding the rope for KAZZIE to dance with. It's always amazing to me when you really get to see the BTS. When you see the video itself, you'll see these beautiful shots of KAZZIE highlighted, but like behind the scenes, there are these magical elves that are holding up her string, and that's Miss Sasha and RJ.
Yeah, RG does everything. Like you see that little fog machine there? Like he was probably walking around with that. Like now he's holding the strings up. He's provides security on occasions. Like it's amazing. All right. Okay, here's the next one.
Oh God.
Oh, cool.
So he's also like a wrangler when we have pool shoots. So he's just
The delicious curry.
Delicious curry. I'm talking about the dinner that Tosh made. The delicious, delicious dinner. I'm always talking about food.
Oh, that's right. This is before we put the lead weights in your lap.
before the
Oh
lead weight.
man, before I had my hold down weights.
I feel like one of the things that RJ also helps us with is keeping us alive.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing like that. Like we'll be like in the middle of a shoot and he's like, hey you guys, there's like a live electric wire here. You might not want to like stand over here, stuff like that where like, if we didn't have an RJ, one of us would probably be dead.
Oh yeah. Well, I nearly walked off the cliff when we were filming for Something to Believe on the cliff edge. I just was not paying attention at all, and literally RJ just like dashes and grabs me by the arm, and I was, thank you. I would have just slid right down the side of this hill here. So
All right.
basically, we're all just writing you little love letters
It's the RJ appreciation stream.
Yeah.
So that looks like Sheena, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not me.
I know.
I mean,
It's not you.
I mean, that's
Are you
totally
sure?
me. I just shaved the beard.
Yes, just for that.
I don't know how Sheena would appreciate that.
Oh, that's cool. I love the sound of the water.
Oh, it was such a
Yeah, that's
beautiful
fun.
location.
RJ.
I was there.
Again, keeping us
Leading
alive.
the charge, keeping us alive.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna keep going here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
Wasn't that
Okay.
beautiful?
Ah. And then
RJ.
Jay.
So beautiful.
Man, that looks so relaxing. I just want to go there right now. All right. Okay, let's get some more babbling brooks.
Bubbling books.
Finding all the tongue twisters today.
Yes,
Off to
walking.
make a video amongst the trees serene. Off to make a video. Oh, here we go. We see.
I thought you were just singing that. You didn't. Was that on the video?
That was Sheena.
That is Sheena.
Oh,
I really thought that was you, Sasha.
Oh, it's Sheena. Off to make a video.
I had no idea she sung that. That is hilarious.
Annalise was asking, do we have a favorite fall flavor?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a fun question.
Yeah.
Well, I like definitely like pumpkin ale. That's always nice.
Mm.
Um,
I'm a fan of mold. MULLED.
Oh,
not
like
Oh,
mold.
I was
Yeah,
like-
like
I was like,
mold wine.
mold?
Love to eat
Yeah.
that green winter molds.
Yeah. There was enough of a bit of silence where I realized I better clarify. I don't know if that's a flavor or not, but
I think it is. I think it's like it's very like nutmeggy, clovey, like it's its own thing.
mm.
Mm.
yeah, I like those flavors. But I'm also in the process of about to start a Christmas pudding ?
Ooh.
It's some dessert where it's essentially a fruit cake, but it takes 3 months and it soaks in brandy.
That sounds pretty amazing.
You lost me at it takes 3 months.
Well, you make it and you let it sit.
Man,
How
yeah,
do you
that sounds delicious.
sounds so yummy.
Oh, I like the invisible people balancing Tosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like, it's crazy. So those green suits make them basically disappear, right?
Mostly.
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 You see all the different colors of green?
Very many shades.
So many greens.
Yeah, but every one of those requires a different deletion, I think.
Oh, that doesn't sound easy.
You know what though? It's gonna look so freaking cool.
Excited. This is for the Something to Believe music video shoot.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what was really cool, well, there's a lot of really cool things about the Something to Believe shoot, but is that we got to work with, so many of our wonderful choreographer friends, and KAZZIE choreographed this particular one. So, and I love that KAZZIE, you guys got to, for those of you that were here last week, she was here with us and she just always thinks outside the box. And so with her, it's just, it's like I can see her coming up with like things where she's like, okay, and then we're going to put you in an aerial rig and then we're going to flip you around and RJ will engineer all these things.
Amazing.
In this case, RJ was her handstand buddy.
Oh, so cool.
Oh man, that
It looks
costume
like
is
I'm
so
holding
rad.
cue cards.
Yeah.
All right, here's okay. So what you're gonna say is green.
Ready? Green.
Green. That's a really great shot.
Look at that. I know that's really cool. All right. So right here, it looks like you're doing something.
Well, he's
I think I have a
holding
piece of green.
he's holding the green because we had to get the green screen color into the broken mirror pieces from the angle of the camera. And so Carl's holding the camera and trying to get that wonderful floaty Carl cam that we all love so much, which means RJ is having to like angle himself with this green piece of paper to make sure that we never see the ceiling in the mirror. We have to see the green piece of paper, but we also can't have the shadows from the green paper in the shot. It was magical. I didn't know if it was going to be possible, and y'all pulled it off. It's so cool.
I'm just amazed like that we just figured all this stuff out about like production, you know, like I mean, I don't know. I know you knew a little bit before, Sash, but I feel like all of this we were like learning as we were going.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, I didn't know anything about it before. I didn't know anything about it before we started doing the 13th hour. Like I didn't know anything. So we've all been learning together, you know.
Incredible.
The best way to learn.
Yeah, so this is an amazing picture of all the food that was made for it was last year, October
1022.
Yeah, it's like we talk about this show as like we say the 1022 show. It's like infamous in our minds and memories.
So what was crazy about this show, it was the Alice Project. So it wasn't just Alice, it was like all 5 of our branches of the Alice Project. And we had a cast and crew of about 40 people. So, and that's RJ's truck. So like this
you see the timestamp on this too, right? 1:53 a.m.
Oh my stars and gutters.
This was end of the night.
I was
Catering
after
all at
loaded up.
RJ's truck.
Like, okay, everybody, second dinner. It's
was
the
Yeah,
opposite of tailgating. What do you call it? Hood gating? 1 a.m. Hollywood hood gating?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like I remember just being so hungry, and then all of a sudden Tasha's magical food appeared.
Oh, you really make the most magical like I can't say enough good things about it. It's the most nourishing
to our food.
Food.
I put loves in it, and I have the best sous chef. So
oh man, so much love.
Sometimes mostly Sasha.
It's well, I know I can chop things with a knife sometimes.
Best chopper.
Billy Thomas Hawk says hi RJ, or hey RJ.
Howdy.
And also, I can't find the comment now, but there was a comment earlier that said, looking good, RJ.
Yeah. Got some fans.
Heckin' yeah.
All right. Oh, this is a fun one. So this is, I think, when we were first checking out the space for the 1022 show we had last year. RJ juggling.
It's one of those things, yeah. It's why I was talking about the size. Because in my viewpoint right now, the parts are not going in front of you.
Yes, the very first one. I know. See, I'm still not there. That's what I'm also looking at. Still not there.
That is impressive.
It's so amazing.
And he just does it so effortlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
I think that's a true reflection of RJ. I mean, he's always juggling like all the things.
Oh, that's so true.
That's me streaming that live too. Like this is weird. It's like a weird stream of a stream. All right.
Streamception.
Yeah.
Streamception.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Back in the more of the pandemic, at the tail end of the pandemic, you know, we're all like just trying to figure out what to do.
Things were starting to open up, but we weren't sure.
Mhm. Nice.
Yeah.
Why is your beer like twice the size of Carl's beer?
Why is that?
And where can I get one?
I actually think the conversation that happened was when RJ came with his cup, Carl was like, oh, it comes in that big. Like he was like, I got that. Okay, great. Good to know. You know, it comes in pints.
I think this is when we first went to the venue to look at it. Yeah, because that's October 8th. Oh. Wait, did we go to the venue there? That much? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't keep
It was
that.
a very very fast put together thing.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Woohoo!
Oh, it's kittens.
Oh yeah. You want to tell us about your kitties?
Oh my God, that is when I first got them.
Little boogers.
I don't know if I have that picture. I might have to get that one from you.
It's on your Facebook page.
Oh. It shows you how much I use Facebook.
I know.
Oh, the little buggers. Yeah, I got them as a rescue. And I mean, you really couldn't tell that they weren't litter mates outside of the color, but considering cat litters can sometimes come in multiple colors like this. But they weren't actually litter mates. In fact, the little black one was turned into the shelter by a friend of mine after she almost ran him over.
Hmm.
And that's Balder. And then his sister beside him is Freya. And the two of them still pretty much act like that. Except when they're attacking each other for wrestling.
And how old are they now?
I want to say 3.
Wow.
Because, 2019 June.
And
So,
they have these, you know, kitty claws. And RJ has a screen door. So if you're walking up RJ's driveway, like you'll see these little like toe beans of a murderer, right? Like on the screen door looking out at you and crawling up the wall. It's really a very welcoming experience.
Balder sometimes gets so excited when people walk up to the door that he'll leap from the back and hit that screen door. But if you're outside, you don't see much inside through the screen door. And then that little goblin hits it face level, staring right at you with claws on either side. He made a delivery guy scream a cuss word.
Oh, all right.
Your kitties are getting a lot of love in the chat, and people love their names and that they are the cuteness overload.
It's
They
overload.
really are.
Yeah,
They're not the most adorable damn things.
they're so cute.
That's a good shot.
Oh, heck yeah.
But that's my modeling shot.
Nice, nice.
Your male model.
My male modeling.
Was this at at an event or something?
That is Wasteland.
Oh, nice.
Get,
We will,
get ready to look at all that dirt.
Yeah, I'm
Heck
looking forward to it. Are you going out for the whole week or the whole?
Yeah, I'll be
Nice.
heading out the 27th.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what
we'll-
I'll be good and grimy by the time you see
nice. You'll be like a
Ah.
veteran. We'll be coming in like all green. Like, okay.
You're
What do
gonna
we do,
smell
RJ?
so good.
me. Well, now I would like to point out that I just built a foot-powered sink, and we have a portable shower that we've built and we're gonna set up.
Oh my. Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Wait, a foot powered sink?
Yeah, basically took like a gas siphon, a brand new one, not a previously used one.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
But so that basically just put a hinge on 2 pieces of wood
Uh-huh.
and put a cushion underneath it, mounted the gas siphon to the board so you could press it with the foot, and it's pulling clean air out of one bucket, then pushing it up into a vinyl hose that then I fed through a PVC faucet that we made out of a couple right angles, and then took some buckets and made a drainage deal. So basically 3 buckets And we made a sink that mounts into a table that we're going to put into our kitchen.
That's
And
incredible.
then the shower is a series of PVC pipes that forms a box that we then mount to a plastic pallet
Mhm.
that is then embedded into the dirt a little bit. And you just hang your solar shower water out, dump it in one of those spray containers. And then instead of a sprayer on the end of the, like what you use for, I don't know, bug sprayers. And then took that hose and now mounted that to another piece of vinyl and mounted that into an actual shower head that's screwed to a board up above. So it'll be an actual shower with a shower head.
That's amazing.
That's ridiculous. I mean, the fact you're just like, oh, we just made a shower out of nothing. You know? Like, okay.
Years ago, I used to do Burning Man, and it was my job again, Wasteland.
Nice.
That's
By the
a
way,
great picture.
It's like you're ready to slaughter something.
My buddy Eric made that axe thing and gave it to me.
Nice.
And that hat is a great looking hat for a picture, not in the daylight, because that is indeed a piece of copper that I shoved through a felt hat. And copper in the sun makes your head a solar oven.
Your poor head.
Oh,
Yeah,
I did not. I put it on for 5 minutes in the daytime, and it took nothing before I felt my head start to heat up. I'm like, well, that's not going to work.
Oh no.
And what's funny is that dent that's right there, you can see right on the top. I have a picture of when that dent was put there by my buddy Paul, who looked and said, "Copper, that's a crap armor," and slapped me in the head
Oh no.
with a homemade knife he made,
Oh.
which folded like right around the blade. It didn't pierce or anything, but it did kind of open my scalp up a little bit.
Well, you know.
It was at a party, and I reached up and I looked at blood.
Oh
And
my
Paul and I just
stars.
got wide-eyed, ran into the kitchen past our friend Jana, who Paul said, "Don't mind us. We're going into the bathroom. Don't tell Melissa."
Oh.
Melissa being Paul's wife. Jana, of course, went, "Huh," walked right outside and told Melissa.
Of course.
And so there's a beautiful shot of Paul overlooking me in the bathroom mirror with blood pouring down my forehead. And the next picture is Melissa holding a patch on my forehead with her finger like this, talking to somebody off screen.
Wow.
Oh my stars.
That is my punchy hitty friends up north, though. Oh, little buddy.
Oh.
So RJ, would you like to talk about your horses?
You have horses?
That is one of our babies. We have a horse ranch up north. My family does.
Wow.
And we raise quarter horses. Actually, we raise them for various things, but we do also raise race horses, quarter horses down in Los Alamitos. And we just had a race last night that we won.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't end up going to that one. And I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't go to these, because the last few I've gone to, we didn't do great. Then I don't go and we win.
Oh. What's because your horses see you and they get so excited they can't run.
But yeah, some of them, like this one, I remember, was basically a lap dog at this age.
Wow.
Oh.
He just kind of came over to you and he would have crawled into that. I'm in my dad's little golf cart for going into the back, because it's a golf cart with a flatbed, so we can feed hay off of it in the back pastures.
That's awesome.
He'll climb in there with you if you let him.
Oh. Like even as a big horsey, like he'll still try to get in there.
No, he's a little less curious about humans now that he's older.
Yeah.
But still you will just walk right up to you and let him.
Oh.
So cats and horses. Oh wow, that looks crazy.
That is part of our juggling show.
Whoa, are you laying on like spikes or something?
Yeah, bed of nails. I built that a while ago.
Wow.
What was funny was, to do that bed of nails, I needed something to put the nails through, and I was trying to make sure that I didn't split out the back end. So I set it on a nice piece of dirt, and I just nailed all the way through. And I thought, okay, and I went to pick it up. You can actually nail a board to dirt in such a way you cannot pick it up by hand.
Wow.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, that was a lesson I learned when I now had a giant board attached to the lawn and I needed to get it off of there.
Ronald Kuhn says, I've done that. It's relaxing. I'm like, really? I don't know. It looks more like death.
No, well, it depends who you ask. Like the person holding my head there is Dusty.
Yeah.
And he now does the brick break trick.
Ooh.
Because I had the kidney surgery, and so I can't take an impact to my stomach anymore.
Yeah.
But he couldn't lay on that bed of nails. That bed is 2 inch spaced nails.
That's like so impressive. I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure there's some physics and science behind how it all goes down.
Yeah, to me, I didn't think it was that bad. It was Dusty couldn't put any weight on it. He said it was too painful. And then my friend Melissa, I have a picture of her laying on it on her side, up on one elbow, flipping the camera off after she heard that Dusty said it was too painful. So I had to build, Dusty now does this trick, and I built him one where the nails are spaced 3/4 of an inch apart.
All right.
It's almost like a shag carpet, really.
I was gonna say it distributes the weight more evenly.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily. It just spreads the weight more. So there's less weight is on each point.
Okay.
And that is a vacation. Again, that's Dusty with the greatest t-shirt ever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a shirt advertising a jerky company.
Well, you know, if you're gonna market a jerky company, you might as well do something funny.
Because
like
they
that.
just run with it, you know.
And there in the purple hair with the camera is my buddy Kathy, who is the one who gave me her kidney.
Oh,
Amazing. She's amazing.
all right. Here we go.
Hannah Marie is asking, have you ever done dagger swallowing tricks?
I tried to learn sword swallowing because I have a friend of mine, George the Giant, does sword swallowing. And I started to learn, and I got past the first gag reflex, and then I learned there were 3 more.
Yeah.
Oh.
And getting past the first one was unpleasant, and I heard that was the easiest one to get past.
Oh.
And at that point, I decided, nah, there's enough sword swallowers in the world.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
what are
that's
you doing
where-
here?
Well, that's fire eating. And yeah, that is on the teeter totter. Dusty and I do fire eating on a teeter totter. And
Nice.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Is this the teeter totter when I saw you working on it and you told me we're making it doomier?
I think so. I think that's when we were trying to add a lazy Susan to the teeter totter.
Oh my stars. Making it doomier.
Oh, that thing almost took our heads off at one point. It does not spin anymore. We just physically could not do that. But yeah, we do the teeter totter, but every now and then we have a show where we do it with electric dog collars.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
And Tim is an actual engineer, but he built 2 different mechanisms. One was a rolling ball that sat on the middle of the teeter-totter, and it was on a curved track. And the goal was we had to keep the teeter-totter balanced. And if it went one way or the other too far, the ball would roll, make contact, and shock both Dusty and I, because we didn't want to turn it into a contest of us trying to get the other person shocked. It would just take too long for the show. But it would just roll back and forth and shock both of us. My favorite was after we took it apart after the show was done, and Tim grabbed it to set it aside. He picked it up, the ball moved, And Dusty and I did not have the collars on anymore, but both of us curled in and just kind of went, ah! Because we were essentially whipped animals at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, your Pavlovian response.
Oh yeah. We didn't even need the collars at that point. We both full on flinched when that ball rolled.
Woo. All right. I got a little video here. See what this is.
On what we're doing.
Going to Home Depot to pick up lumber.
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 What are we gonna do with our lumber?
We're gonna build stages. We're gonna look like a real fancy show with stages and everything.
Yeah. We're gonna get ourselves some stages.
Some fancy LA stages.
I don't even know. That's amazing. Though.
We went to
that
Home
for
Depot.
the
That was
Breathe.
the same. Yeah, this is for Breathe.
Yeah.
So
I think this is just me loading lumber, though.
That is you picking up lumber. I think I filmed nearly everything that day.
Yes, you must have, because this is pretty awesome footage.
Yeah, we'll have to show a clip so we can show the clips of RJ and Breathe.
Yeah, we could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few more. Should you want to show them or?
Yeah, let's see them.
So,
Oh,
what
dear.
do we got here? That's Breathe too, right?
This one's Breathe.
Oh. Ooh.
That's also Brian Forrest. He's been in a bunch of our
Yeah.
videos. He was the male romantic lead in the electrical video on the television screen. And then he also really helped us with Something to Believe for what's the word, Sasha? He
was our special projects producer, and which meant he was in the waterproof suit in the water, making sure everything was in place, making sure that Tosh was safe, and then styling the shot. It was amazing. Oh, this is my favorite video.
Oh no.
Right? That's our new song, by the way.
Oh yeah, oh that's it. Oh yeah, bring it in, baby, bring it in.
All right. So I have to find the actual music video. You have like different versions of it? I guess?
Yes. Yeah, this is the 8-minute one that
Breathe
is in,
version 2, right?
I think
Or-
maybe it's Breathe Official. I just know it's like 8 minutes long.
Oh,
There's
so it
one
must
that's-
be this one. Is it this
Yeah,
one?
it's the toppy one.
Okay. All right, let's watch it. I'll just play the whole thing, I guess. And
Yeah.
and then we could just like shout out RJ when we see him.
Well, the very first shot is RJ, although you don't really see him, but it's RJ.
Oh, I'm curious now.
And I'm like, I'm drinking some iced coffee.
So good. This is my coffee.
I don't remember it.
There he is.
Heckin' yeah.
Yay. Notice I was still drinking coffee.
It's just like a constant thing.
Uh-oh. I just love that we're seeing like a lot of the behind the scenes
Yeah.
of the music video. I'm sorry about it. It's like that took you guys a lot. I think that's it. Looking on that.
Yeah, RJ helping out in the kitchen there. Well, that's going right now, but that was RJ helping out in the kitchen.
I feel like this video is us getting ready for things.
I just love those shots of us all around the table, like shuffling everything around, trying to figure out how on earth are we gonna pull this off.
Okay. How to play. Like awesome.
Thanks for all your
Awesome.
help with the music video, RJ, and for not making too much fun of me when I wanted to put all the things on the stages before we carried them up the hill.
I remember carrying all those boards down. Nobody else had got there yet. So you and I, between the two of us, carted all that lumber down there to build those stages.
We did it. We nailed it. We're so big.
Somewhere I have the greatest selfie picture of you and I, and we both look so done.
Yep, I can imagine. That was such a crazy day.
Yeah. It's so awesome to like thank you for being here today, because it's so fun to like run down memory lane with you like this. This is so cool.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. There's a bunch of this that I kind of blend everything together after a bit. Like I'm not good at keeping things in order. So I remember that things happened. I just don't know when.
Right. Time is hard. It's very liquid.
I keep telling people I'm bad at linear time. And I keep getting asked, what else other time is there?
Time is circular. I don't know what you're talking about. Completely circular.
So really quick, anyone out there on the stream, if they have any questions for the band or for RJ about anything related to the band or not, feel free to ask them in the chat. We always love to like sort of chat with everyone here. Yeah, like if you're watching, you're like, how did you do whatever, blah blah blah, you know. We're definitely down to talk about that, so don't hold back. If you have any sort of question, just put it in the chat and we will see it. Yeah.
Yes, and apologies if we don't. We try to get to all of them, but if we don't, then we will try to get to them at some point. And if not, feel free to ask again. I did see a question from Jeremiah asking about Halloween costumes. Yes. So we're actually playing it's kind of like a Halloween tour, because we're playing a bunch of shows end of October and beginning of November. We'll be in New Orleans for the weekend before Halloween, and we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of New Orleans, we're doing like an Alice retreat for that weekend, and fans are invited. So if you're interested, definitely like reach out, make a comment in the chat, and I'll go back through and I'll see your comment, then I'll reach out to you personally. But we did it last year and it was just insanely fun. Like we all hang out literally for like 2.5 days straight. And we basically just have a run on the town in New Orleans. So everyone and anyone is invited, but we are limited to like 10, 15 people. So if you're interested, just let us know, and as soon as possible. But yeah.
We have a couple of cool questions about like the meet and greets at our shows. We try to always do like a post-show sweaty hang.
Yeah, definitely.
And so there will be it's I don't know, I feel like going to New Orleans is it's a retreat meet and greet.
Yeah.
Like we get to hang out and get to know each other so much better. Like last year was so cool. We got to know them so well and it was so fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Like, yeah, in terms of like actual like meet and greets, we actually have something called the Inner Circle. So if you become a member to our Inner Circle, you'll actually get like super awesome access, just to like hang out during our sound check, complete VIP treatment at any show that we have. So yeah, definitely check that out if you're interested in like something a little bit more than just like sweaty hugs after the show.
Oh, this is, oh, go ahead. Sorry, love.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is a cool question. It says, if you could participate in a film soundtrack, would you want to do the whole thing a la Queen, Flash Gordon, or do like a separate soundtrack like Prince for Batman? That's a cool question.
Like the
Both?
whole thing as in like the score.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I definitely would be down with both. We're actually writing a song for a comic book right now, and that's really been an amazing experience. We're kind of in the middle of it. And it's really incredible because like translating somebody else's story into the theme musically is a really cool challenge. And I think it's something where like if you have the the opportunity to have like one song that you can express, whether it's a scene or the whole theme, that's always amazing. And scoring a whole film would be just like a next level challenge for sure.
Yeah, I think I scored like a 10 or 15 minute short, and that took me a long time just to do that. And it wasn't even like full on song. It was just like ambient sounds and like, all right, here's like a minor chord to like get the emotion, feeling a little sad, or something major to pick it up, or like that sort of thing. But actually doing songs, I think that would be like way more interesting in my mind. But I'm like a huge fan of like Trent Reznor and like the work that he does. They've done like so many movie soundtracks, like full on, and like they'll turn that into an album, and it's like they'll get a Grammy award for it or something. You're like, these guys are killing it.
Jeremiah asked about lyrics for Electrical. So we were on tour at the time, and I often get strange like poems and lyric ideas and melodies and stuff that kind of come to me in weird times, like usually when I'm driving on the freeway or on in the shower. In this case, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning after a show and everyone was asleep and I was trying not to be too loud. So that was like a little voice notes on Tasha's phone as she was sort of like out in a hallway trying not to be too disturbing to the rest of the band. So that was the initial impetus for the song before we completely flushed it out. But yeah, that was the initial, I guess, environment of Electrical. And in terms of meanings and all of that, like I love when other people interpret the music as they will. So it's always an interesting thing, because I feel like as songwriters, like we draw from so many different places when we're writing songs. Like sometimes a song can be about one thing in the beginning of writing it, and then you go through this evolution as you're writing it, and then it ends up being about something else. And then when you perform it, it can end up being about something else yet again. So it's just kind of interesting how a song can evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Breathe, for example, and I was like, this was filmed in 2018, and like we wrote the song and I feel like 2013 or something, and I feel like we still play it. It's still like one of our main like featured songs in our live set, but I feel like it's evolved in the way that we play it. Like if we were to record it now, it'd be almost like an evolved song, like it'd still have the same core, but I feel like, I don't know, like there's so many intricate things that we've all like built into it now. And it's the beauty of live music. Yeah, Shay was saying that, so you're in New Orleans around Halloween time often, and she's wondering if that's a coincidence or if there's something special about that place. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is New Orleans special for us around Halloween?
New Orleans is always special, and we love Halloween. So it's like combining many things that we love. There's so much to love about New Orleans. I mean, the food and the music and the vibe, and just so many historical places. And I don't know, there's a spirit, and there's this electricity to the city. I think you can go there and visit, and it's never the same trip twice. There's always an adventure.
Yeah.
Such a good way to say that. So true. It's such a magical place. And so getting to go to someplace we love and hang out with people we love and play music we love, it's a really inspiring time to be there.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking for.
Oh.
Well, if y'all have any questions for RJ, even after the stream, like hit us up and we'll pass them along. I just voluntold you, RJ.
I'll answer questions and I'll like it.
Well, at least answer them.
And we actually do virtual meet and greets if you actually grab something called the VIP bundle that we offer. Part of that, we'll actually spend an hour with you on Zoom and hang out with you. So that's totally something. If you can't wait for a show for the Sweaty Hangs, like we will have the whole entire band come hang out on Zoom with you for an hour. So it'd be like this, but you'll be on Zoom with us, and then yeah.
But you wouldn't get the sweaty hands.
That's true.
It's very hard to sweat through Zoom. I bet if anyone could figure it out though, RJ.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
See if there's any other questions.
We got a comment here. It says from Cindy, it says, RJ's still working. I love it. What are you working on? You're working on your wardrobe for Wasteland?
Yeah, I've had this jacket that I haven't been able to do much with because honestly, I'm not always the greatest for clothing design stuff. But I came up with an idea that some friends of mine that are good at clothing design said, yes, do that. So I'm basically putting air vents on what used to be a trench coat that is now a sleeveless trench coat, but that's about as exciting as it is right now.
Nice.
I'm hoping to put some vents into it and make it breathe a little bit better so I can wear it in the daytime and not die.
Yeah, important.
As much as I like Wasteland, I am not a person who is made for desert environments.
And how hot is it, RJ?
It's so hot. Actually, that's the fun part, is sometimes it's hot, it's sweltering, and you don't like it. Other times you can be cold because it is the desert. My favorite was Windpocalypse.
Windpocalypse?
It was a Friday night that had 10 of us sitting in a cargo van while one of Landon would go outside, have this one little area windowed off from the wind that he could use as camp stove, would come inside, and we were eating just this pile of grilled cheese sandwiches because the winds were like 40 miles an hour. The van is moving. We're all huddled together. It's freezing cold. And Landon pops up, looks at all of us, said, hey guys, we paid money to be here. We gave actual money to sit in a van. We could have done this at home. We have a driveway. We'll park a van there next time.
And you could just have someone outside shake it every now and then.
Yep.
Yeah.
That came up too. But I've also had times out there where, I mean, the weather's just pleasant as hell. So it's the desert, but it's the high desert. So it's like trying to predict weather in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some crazy footage from Burning Man this year where there was like a complete whiteout situation where it was like so much dust storm, like a big dust storm came, like nobody could do anything. They could just sit. All they could do is just like sit in their tent.
You kind of have to, or you'll get lost. I used to do Burning Man for a couple of years, and I had a great time, but I really enjoyed the whiteouts. And at one point, my buddy Miles and I were playing catch with a football. He and I never play catch with a football. but we couldn't resist because it was a whiteout and you couldn't see this far, like your hand would start to disappear.
Wow.
So we got about 20 feet from each other and would just scream out Marco Polo and throw the football in the general direction we heard the other person answer. But I remember one year Tigger had gone out to the restrooms because she knew the direction, found 3 people huddled by the porta potties. And they're like, we don't know which way is home. She's like, come with me. We have a camp right over there. We started leading people who were lost over to our camp to just sit at the bar until the storm was done.
Be dangerous.
Well, thank you for coming to Wasteland with us and taking care of us.
Keeping us alive.
Keeping us alive.
We have
I can't send you out into the wastes without some help.
Thank you.
So Charles was asking, what is our biggest musical inspiration?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Good question. There's so many ways to be inspired. So it's like it's a weird one, you know. I guess maybe he means musical inspiration. So I guess if I narrow it down to like music for me, the things that inspired me to start playing music were just different artists that really moved me musically. Like when I was like still in my formative years, you know, growing up, like right as I was like, you know, preteen as into teenage life, like I was really exposed to a lot of like Pink Floyd, Tool, and 9 Inch Nails. I feel like those are like the 3 that really got me wanting to play, like to actually play. And yeah, I mean, like that, there's a lot of ways you could look at it though. So, and like now I'm not even really that inspired by that. Like I have much different influences and inspirations for music. Like, you know, I love live music. So seeing a band live and like feeling whatever they're doing, like really has the ability to like inspire me, you know, even more so than just like listening to something like a recording. So
I think Beethoven is my biggest musical inspiration. For whatever reason, when I was really young, I just really latched on to the Moonlight Sonata, and I begged my parents that I was like, I want to learn how to play this. And I was very fortunate. They started me on lessons when I was 2. But my piano teachers, obviously, they were like, she has a little ways to go before she can learn this song. So I would just make my parents and their friends watch me do interpretive ballet dances to Moonlight Sonata. I didn't actually have ballet training, so this was Tasha's interpretation of Moonlight Sonata ballet dancing.
Like belly dancing at first. I was like, that's very strange, but yeah, I'm glad it was
no ballet dancing. So and then but I just kept you know, learning, and that was really inspiring to me. Like I wanted to learn how to play it, and so I think that was a really big motivating inspiration for me, was to, you know, reach a level on the piano that I could learn how to play that song. And then that song is definitely, I mean, and you know, obviously Beethoven's composition has really influenced, I think, a lot of my music writing, just inevitably. Like it just kind of gets in your subconscious when you listen to something over and over. So yeah, how about you guys?
Oh, it's so hard. I fell in love with musical theater when I was very young. And so I think I was 4 when I did my first improvisational musical theater show, standing on top of the flower bucket that my mother kept in the kitchen. It was like one of those big Home Depot style buckets that we would take to the co-op, and that was my stage. And so yeah, it's just always been so influenced by the concept. I don't know if it's exactly right, but this concept of musical theater where like suddenly you have so much feeling, you can no longer talk about it, you have to sing. And so this idea that music can convey bigger emotions because you're combining the sounds and the words and the feelings of what's going on. And so you can make these huge emotions suddenly more understandable and more processable. And that's always been something I love so much about music, is just the ability to connect with a part of it. It doesn't even have to be the whole song. It can be a part. And so yeah, I would go with so nerdy musical theater being my
That's awesome.
my first musical influence. RJ, do you have a massive musical influence? I know riding in your truck, the music is always so good.
Yeah, what kind of stuff are you listening to?
I kind of go across the board. Like I enjoy the pirate metal, which is literally metal bands that are pirate themed, like Hailstorm.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Poor Man's Whiskey. God, Death of the Cog is another fun one. Somewhere I have the soundtrack for Paint Your Wagon.
Oh, I love
which is one of my
Paint Your
favorite
Wagon.
musicals.
Yeah. Love.
I go kind of across the board. I also have a classical station. There's a Russian folk band that I fell in love with. I don't understand any of their lyrics, and I'll probably butcher the pronunciation, but it's a Tova Yo or a Toba Yo or a Toba E. I don't know. It's in Russian. I don't speak Russian. So hopefully I'm not butchering the name of their band too bad, but they are fantastic, and you really should look up their videos too, because they're a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
I feel like y'all would get along.
Nice.
They do some kooky ass videos that are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much across the board. But yeah, I'm kind of with Sasha on, I really do love musicals, which I avoided watching for the longest while because I couldn't think of anything that I'd probably hate more. And then it was my buddy Kathy who took me to a few, and I was like, oh, well, this one isn't bad. Okay, well, maybe this one isn't bad. All right, those couple aren't. Fuck, I think I like musicals.
Yeah.
Eva, our friend Eva says, RJ looks like you could be a member of a pirate metal band.
Oh yeah, he probably is, and he just hasn't told us.
We just don't have a picture of that.
Well, I have a little work to do because about a month ago, I started actually seriously working on trying to learn the mandolin.
Oh, that's so cool.
900 years ago, I took fiddle lessons for about a year from an Irish fiddle teacher. And then I just she flat out told me I needed a better fiddle. I couldn't afford one, and I couldn't ever make that $80 fiddle sound good. But neither could she, and she actually had talent at the instrument.
William on the chat says, RJ.
Charles is asking if any of us are Ozzy fans.
As in Ozzy Osbourne?
Is there another one?
I think
Yeah.
that's the
Is there
only
a different
Ozzy.
Ozzy?
No, I'm honestly asking. I thought he
yeah.
meant Ozzy too. I didn't think there were choices.
Yeah.
I used to go to Ozfest back in the day every year. It was like my mecca, my trek to the Ozfest.
Yeah, I've been to quite a few of those back in the day.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Cool.
Well, y'all, thank you. And RJ, thank you for taking the time to chat with us while you're working on your wasteland costumes. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Is that an alligator head in your hand?
I have an alligator head.
Wait, what?
I've been working on wasteland costumes for Tosh while we've been talking. I have
an alligator head and I don't.
Well, if you want one, I've got 3.
I think I'm all
Of
right.
course she has 3.
I was thinking about asking you actually, Scott, if you wanted the coyote skull. I could make a cool like pauldron out of it.
Might as well. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And really quick, for anyone who's in Orange County next Friday, we are playing a show at the Doll Hut. I actually used to live in Orange County like a while ago, so it's interesting to come back down and play a show down there. But it's a fun like little sort of dive venue. But if you're in the area, it's a really great way to like hang out and get an intimate Alice show. We'll still bring all of our lights, everything will be there. And yeah, hope to see you there if anyone's
Do it.
And then Wasteland Weekend. Then our big tour starts on 10/20 with our live stream. So
Oh,
yeah,
we're doing a live acoustic stream. It'll be a little different this time. But you know, it's always fun to change things up. So we thought we'd do an interactive acoustic set before we launch.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us and for your awesome questions and chatting with us. It's just such a joy to get to spend this time together, and we're super grateful for your amazing support and just this wonderful community. We're really, really grateful.
All right. We'll see you next week, maybe, or maybe not, because we'll be in Wasteland Weekend.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's next week.
Maybe not.
No.
No. That's 2
No,
weeks.
you
Don't-
still got a Sunday
Yeah.
left.
Oh, we still got another week. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
you've got one more Sunday, then I leave on the Tuesday and you leave on the Saturday.
Fun thing
Oh,
is, like,
thank you for
yeah.
clarifying that.
Like, see you next week at Wasteland, guys. All right, we'll see you later, and
Yeah.
much love and appreciation, and thank you all.
Thank
And
y'all so much.
thank you, RJ, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.